Okay, hello everybody. It's Powerhouse 9001 on the Powers Pit, here to do a review of Elimination Chamber 2013. This showed or this premiered, I guess, last Sunday, which was 2 days ago. And I'm gonna just jump right into this. If I rush a lot, it's because I did this and my audio messed up, and so I don't really feel like doing it again. But I'm gonna try to do it as best I can, and I don't have a lot of time, so I'm yeah. I'll just get right into it. So there was a pre-show. It was Tenzai and Brodus Clay versus Rhodes Scholars. I didn't watch it, but probably wasn't that good. I mean, nothing against Tenzai and Brodus Clay and the Rhodes Scholars. Like I like them, but I don't know. Probably wasn't that good. So, but I'm not gonna give it a rating because I didn't see the whole thing. So yeah. All right, to open up the show is the United, nope, sorry, heavyweight championship match between Del Rio and the Big Show, and what didn't have a lot of good thoughts or good feelings, I guess, going into this because I don't really like the Big Show that much, and I like Del Rio. He's not bad. I just don't think he's that funny or he cuts that good of promos. But the match was fairly average. It wasn't. I would say it was worth watching, but I think if I had this pay per view, I might skip it probably. The ending was botched fairly badly, where I don't know if you know this, but Ricardo Rodriguez carries this bucket out to the ring with Del Rio, and it has like a water bottle and a towel for Del Rio. I don't know why you need that. Well, I guess besides holding off or holding off, cooling off, and like Big Show's getting mad at Ricardo, and he's holding it up by his head, and Del Rio was supposed to give it an Itziguri into Big Show's head, which is basically jumping up and kicking it in the bucket into Big Show's head, but he missed the first time, so he had to do it again right there on live pay per view, and it was actually kind of funny. But if I had to rate this match, oh wait, I didn't get to finish it. What am I thinking? Del Rio finishes off the match with a cross arm breaker after he does the Itziguri to the Big Show, and the Big Show taps out to Del Rio. Del Rio retains the match and goes on to WrestleMania. Well, that is for now. We'll see. But then if I rate this match, I'd give it a 2.5 out of 5. Not very good. But moving on to the next match. The United States Championship match versus Antonio Cesaro versus The Miz. This match is I was pretty excited going into this match because I like Antonio Cesaro and The Miz. You know, they actually made me care about the United States Championship now. It's kind of grown on me, and I think these two are really good wrestlers. And they start off and things are pretty good. Not so bad. So it was a generally just average match, sort of like what I said the last time, except a little better than average. Uh, the match got a pretty crappy ending though. The Miz was going for the what's it called, the figure four. So it's called the figure four, and the Antonio Cesaro like kicks him or something, and Miz falls over and his knee accidentally hits Antonio Cesaro in the crotch, and Antonio Cesaro makes this really funny face, and the match ends on a low blow, and Antonio retains the United States Championship match. I'm gonna have to give this match a 3.5 out of 5. And the the next match is the Elimination Chamber match. Is the next one with for the number one contenders: Daniel Bryan versus Chris Jericho versus Jack Swagger versus Kane versus Randy Orton versus Mark Henry. Now I was really excited going to this match. I absolutely love the Elimination Chamber. It's probably one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year. I think it's in kind of a bad location, but like in between Rumble and Mania, but I still love it to death. Especially whenever they put good people in it like this. It was a really good idea. They had these good spots. There was this really funny spot where Daniel Bryan wanted a hug from Kane, and Kane's like, no! And Daniel Bryan said, yes! And then they just went back and forth, and that was pretty funny. And then Mark Henry comes out, and he's like destroying everybody, and he pins both Kane and Daniel Bryan. And there's another part where he throws Randy Orton through the one of the chamber pods, and he goes through it and he breaks it, so he's out for a while Swagger and Jericho try to stop Mark Henry. They give him a double DDT and stuff, but it's just not enough to stop him. So the cool thing, so what they do is Mark Henry is on the rise, but Swagger gives him this big kick to the face. Then Jericho hits him with the code breaker, and when he turns around, Randy Orton comes in and hits him with the RKO from out of nowhere. And then Swagger runs in and pins him quickly. So that was good. But here's what makes the match, like what makes this match really awesome and cool and unique, is they usually what they do is they bring it down to the last two people and they have this really really great back and forth match. But what they decided to do on this one was have it be the last three people to have a quick, fast, really good close match with Chris Jericho, Jack Swagger, and Randy Orton being the last three. They're going back and forth. There's only one part that kind of didn't make sense, though. I mean, I know it's sometimes better not to look at wrestling as something that would make sense, but Randy Orton decided it'd be a good idea to. Oh no, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho had Swagger and the Lion Tamer, but Randy Orton came over and grabbed him, and he gave him this move. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like whenever he takes him and he pulls him down onto his back, and I'm like, well, that kind of doesn't make sense. He was about to make him tap out. Maybe Randy Orton just thought he could go pin Swagger after he was done with Y2J. But so the finish being something really awesome though. Randy Orton goes for the RKO, but Chris Jericho like sort of lifts him upward, like sort of like off his back, and then dropping him onto the floor. And Chris Jericho goes for the lion salt. That's what it's called. He goes for the lion salt onto Randy Orton, and Randy Orton lifts up his knees. Jericho hits his knees. Orton jumps up, gives him the RKO, pins him, and then while he's celebrating, Jack Swagger runs up and gets a quick pin on him to end the match, and Jack Swagger being the number one contender. And I was actually pretty excited because I think this new Jack Swagger is awesome. Like, I really think he's good. And definitely worth being the number one contender for the heavyweight champion because it makes sense with the character now because he's like a racist, and he's going up against Del Rio, who is one of the people being racist towards. So that'll be good at WrestleMania on the road to WrestleMania. All right. So I would overall have to give that match a 5 out of 5. I definitely thought that there was nothing wrong with it. I would watch it any day of the week. It was really, really good. Next up is the John Cena and Sheamus and Ryback versus The Shield. Now, I was a little worried about this match because I thought Cena and Sheamus and Ryback were going to win, and I thought that was kind of dumb just because the last time they had this match before, except it was with Team Hell No and Ryback, and they couldn't beat the Shield, and I thought they were like, well, they're, John Cena and Sheamus, they're John Cena and Sheamus, they're just going to beat the Shield. But no, the Shield came out with the win on this one, and another awesome match. This time it was just a regular six-man tag match. Definitely emphasizing the fact that the Shield is a definite team cohesion unit where they just love to be teammates and work together and beat up their peoples. There was a really great spot where Sheamus is beating up Seth Rollins on the outside, and Roman Reigns spears him through a barricade, and I don't even know why they keep that barricade up because like it gets knocked down every single week. Like why have it? Just get rid of it. So that was funny. And the finish was, now that Sheamus is out, the numbers game is going to catch up on him. Ooh. And Ryback has Seth Rollins up for the shell shock, while John Cena has, what was it, Dean Ambrose in the attitude adjustment. And then he gives him the attitude adjustment. Ryback's about to do the shell shock whenever, bam, Roman Reigns comes and spears him. Seth Rollins falls onto Ryback and pins him. And John Cena was about to stop it, but Dean Ambrose grabbed John Cena's legs, knocked him over, and they get the win, and they're out of there. And it was awesome. Hang on a second, my phone is ringing. Alright, sorry about that. I'll probably just edit that one out. But, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, spears him, Shield wins, it was great. Next up was a match that wasn't on the card originally. It was Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston. How this came out, Dolph Ziggler comes out and he's just talking about how good he is, and then Booker T comes out. He's like, "Well, there's someone who's just as good as you and wants to have a match." Kofi Kingston comes out, and I was actually really excited because these two have a really great match, have really great matches in the past, and I thought it was going to be really good. And it was just a really quick match. Wasn't bad. Um, I forgot to give my rating for the Shield. Ryback and Shield. I'd probably give it a 4.5 out of 5. The Shield match, just because they did that classic scene of getting the hell beat out of him, and they might as well take out a gun and shoot him, and he'd just stand right back up and tag in right back. But overall, yeah, it was a really good match. I'd probably watch it any day of the week. So back to the Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston match. It was just a quick match. You know, Kingston and Kofi, Kingston and Kofi, yeah, they're the same person. Dolph Ziggler just, going at it, and Dolph Ziggler gets the pin with the zigzag. I'd probably give it a 2 out of 5. Moving on. We had the Divas Championship match. I didn't watch this match at all, okay? I literally just talked to my friends all the time at Champs, wasn't paying attention. 1 out of 5. The ending was Kaitlyn spearing Tamina. The Divas division needs some help, definitely. So now for the main event of the evening is CM Punk versus The Rock. Now, I was really excited going into this because I was like, maybe CM Punk will win it back because I like CM Punk. I mean, I like The Rock too, but just maybe slightly hoping that he could win. Um, they know what they're doing though in the ring. Those two, they know each other like the back of their hands because they just had this remarkable match, going back and forth. Even though I've said that about every single match, going back and forth. These two, they really feel like rivals. Like they really feel like two people that just don't like each other. I mean, they probably do, but we'll never know. But some cool spots of CM Punk giving the Rock bottom on the Spanish announce table. It didn't break though, so it kind of ruined it in a small way. But it was still cool that he got to do the Rock bottom. But you know, something cool that happened was the ref gets accidentally hit. Well, he's talking to Paul Heyman on the outside, like the ref is standing on the outside of the apron, and the Rock gets thrown into the ref, so he's out. And then CM Punk gets him in the go to sleep, and he almost pins him, but because the ref wasn't there, so there was no pin attempt. And then another ref comes out, and the Rock kicks out, and so they're going back and forth, and the ref gets hit in the leg or something, just slightly though, like this slight little tap to the leg, and he falls over like his knee was just broken. Like he's like, I can't do this, I'm out of here. Like you're so fragile, refs, come on. But what's cool is that CM Punk kicked out of both the People's Elbow and the Rock Bottom. The Rock has not kicked out of the Go to Sleep yet, so that's pretty cool. And but the match ended whenever the ref wasn't looking, or the ref was out, I guess, and Paul Heyman grabbed the Rock and held him on the rope. So CM Punk grabbed the belt, and he was about to hit the Rock whenever the Rock moved out of the way. CM Punk hits Paul Heyman. Rock gets him in the Rock Bottom and pins him to 1, 2, 3 to the mat. You gotta love it. Yeah, it was definitely a really good match, though. I was going crazy whenever CM Punk kicked out. I was like, holy crap, he could win this. But he didn't. I mean, that's alright. I'm not going to be biased. Because I like The Rock. Although I think it's kind of unfair that he gets this title shot immediately. But hey, what can you do? You're just a fan. I'm just a fan. We're all just fans. But not the ones that blow. That wasn't very good. I might just take that joke out. Anyway, but I'd probably give this match a 5 out of 5 also. There was this one really funny part where The Rock gives CM Punk a clothesline and he turns around to give him the Rock Bottom and they zoom in on The Rock's face and he's like, "Get the F up!" And it was really, really funny. But this has probably been one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time, not all time, of the year so far. So pumped for WrestleMania. Guys, it's been Powerhouse9001 on the Powers Pit. I hope you liked my review. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll try to review Raw here soon. Because yesterday was Raw, and it was really stinking good. Alright, bye for now, everybody.